Hello and welcome to day 9. This is all about the core and getting the core to work deeply with minimizing the amount of hip flexor activation that takes place. That felt very difficult to get out. Anyway, so we're going to take ourselves through 2 different plank variations, but we're shortening the lever so that the core does most of the work versus hip flexors. And we're going to go through our dead bug, leveling it up to a more loaded variation where the core has to work even harder while we still get that beautiful movement within the hip joint itself. So we're going to start laying down on our backs. Now, if this variation of the dead bug is still too much for you, I want you to please go for the leg sliding variation that we've already done. Okay, so laying on your back on the mat, pelvis is neutral, ribs are connected and laced, feet and knees roughly fist distance apart just to start. We'll take the arms up to the air, in front of the shoulders, shoulder width apart, palms are facing each other. Now keeping that beautiful stability by engaging that navel to spine and pelvic floor, we're going to lift the right leg, making sure the hip doesn't tilt to the right. And then lifting the left hip up, making sure there's no rocking or arching in that lower back. From there, we're going to inhale, taking your right arm and left toe towards the floor. And then inhaling to rise back up. And then alternating sides. Inhaling and exhale on that difficult part. Now, I don't want you to do simultaneous changes. I want us to bring more control and more load. So we inhale, ribs stay connected, toe is lightly tapping down, exhaling to rise back up. And left arm, right leg, inhaling to tap and exhale to rise. This can be a little bit of a coordination challenge. You want to make sure that opposing arm stays in front of the shoulder. A lot of people want to bring it down to the floor. It's quite an automatic thing. So just take it even slower. You are only moving 2 limbs at the same time. When you get that core activation down, you're really going to feel the work in the front line of the abdominals. I know I most definitely am already. And we use the exhale on the lifting back up because that's the more loaded part of the exercise. Exhaling to rise up. Let's inhale, left arm, right leg. And exhale to rise back up. We're going to go 1 more each side. Inhaling. Right arm, left leg, exhale, tighten in the front line. And inhale, left arm, right leg, and exhale to rise back up. Gently lower 1 leg at a time to ease the load and feel all of that tension release the body. Okay, so that is a lovely, lovely exercise to focus on core activation and isolate movements into joints. So really play around with it. Enjoy it. Try to enjoy it. It can be a very challenging exercise. Okay, so the next one is a plank, but we're doing it from the knees. And once again, this is to now shorten the lever. So head to knee is shorter than head to toe. So it gives the core more of an opportunity to work, and you rely less on those hip flexors in comparison to when the legs are straight. So you can come onto all 4s. I like to have a little gap between the knees, keeps the alignment in the hips, and gently walking forward until your hands are under the shoulders and you have a lovely straight line. Now it's very easy to hang into the pelvis, so make sure the lower abs are engaged, tuck that tailbone. Be careful of sinking into the shoulders, we want to push them away. We also don't want the shoulders in the ears, so we pull them down. So we're getting a little extra double whammy in the shoulder stabilizers when you keep them down and pushing that floor away. And you can hold for about 20 seconds. So we'll hold for another 10, 9, 8. Careful of looking up and forward because that neckline is going to be out of alignment. 3, 2, and 1. And gently release. So you get some decent lower ab activation, especially if the abs are already a bit stiff, you'll definitely be able to feel it. Okay, next one we're going to go for our side plank, but again on the knees. However, I want us to drop down onto the elbows here, just so that we're not at such a awkward angle. At least I feel like it's an awkward angle. Okay, so we're going to have the knees bent. Try have the knees as in line with your pelvis as possible. Being down in the elbow, you will have more space within the body to be able to get that alignment. Make sure that elbow is deeply connected underneath you. We are not sinking into the floor. You pull the ribs in, so we've got a straight spine, and push the floor away from the elbow so that we engage in those lats, those stabilizers down the side. Arm long, and on 3, well, not on 3, let's just lift. And we're going to hold this for roughly 20 seconds as well. You're looking for that lovely straight line from tailbone through to the crown of the head. I like to reach the arm up just to assist in giving that little bit of lift. And we're holding for another 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1, and gently lower down. So you're going to get some really nice oblique activation on top of that deep, deep intrinsic core. And then we're going to gently swap sides. So onto that elbow, knees in line with the hips. We're not on the beach just yet. Pull those ribs in, straight spine, push the floor away through that elbow, making sure it's directly underneath you, and exhale to lift. And breathing and holding. Have a slight tuck in the tailbone, making sure that we are not rotated towards the floor, chest is forward, and you're going to just keep breathing into it. Gently reaching up to the ceiling for 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1, and gently lowering back down. And voila! That is our short and to the point, very focused session on that deep intrinsic core activating while we reduce those hip flexor engagements. So I hope you enjoyed it. It's very simple today, but sometimes simple is best. If you want, you can just repeat it over. You can do 3-4 sets if you like, if you feel like what we did isn't quite hitting the spot just yet because of the duration. But I hope that you enjoyed it, and let me know if you have any questions.